Hey, welcome to the Dr. Jimbo Love Show featuring my main man, Seth Matthew.
How's it going, everybody?
We are live from Brothers Bar and Grill at the shops of Northfield, and we are just about ready to tee up, drop the puck of DU versus Minnesota, or
Michigan.
I'm sorry, Minnesota and Minnesota State played the second game. But yes, we are excited here. Brothers, if you get a chance to come down here, if you're in the area, come on over. We are showing the game. We've got the Masters going right now. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, it's really nice to see Tiger Woods back at it. I mean, you had over 400 days of him out of the game, and not that golf is boring or it's any slower, but having Tiger Woods in the game, people that aren't even interested in golf are here watching, seeing if he still's got it. And you know what? After watching this first round, he looks like he's going to contend. He's sitting right now. There's still golfers going, but he's sitting in the top 10 after day one.
Oh yeah, no, he's what I'm amazed about, and somebody who's I've watched way too much golf in my life. Tiger is swinging so easy, and he's swinging without dipping his body and all the other things that he did to try to eke out as many yards as possible. He's swinging. It almost looks like a 3/4 of a swing, you know?
Yeah.
And the ball's going straight. You can see that, there's been a couple times where he's hit balls that he, normally would carry, and they're not coming up one club short, they're coming up 2 clubs short. And you can see him look at his caddy and kind of go, but his swing looks effortless.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is strategy or not. He does seem to be playing it safe this first round. I mean, you're just coming off that big accident, so I understand the safeness of it. But I hear the conditions are going to get a little bit worse this weekend. So
big time.
Maybe it's just him feeling out the course right now. And we might see him in the second day really start making some progress up that leaderboard.
Absolutely. And I'll be honest with you, I was one of the people that I was looking for a bet on FanDuel and DraftKings of him not making the cut, and I was going to bet it big. But I'm sure glad I didn't, because after watching him on the first 2 holes, I mean, he got out that first hole was got to be tough for the guy.
Yep.
And he pars it, okay? And then he comes over to hole number 6, and he basically almost had a hole-in-one. He knocked it within 3 feet and ended up getting his only birdie of the round that I saw.
So he ended up with 2 birdies on the day and 1 bogey.
Okay, so the 1 birdie was on number 6. We'll check his card for you and let you know. But you can always look on your internet connection, your phone, etc. It looks like Smith is out to a pretty big victory or a pretty big lead. He was down -6. Now he's back to -4.
Yeah, and you got Dustin Johnson surging up. You also have Sheffield doing a great job. A lot of people have him as the dark horse of winning it. John Rahm, according to DraftKings, for the start of the tournament, he was the most favored golfer winning it.
Oh, big time. He's playing so well in the last tournaments leading up to this. And you remember, he's number 2 in the world.
Yep.
So we'll have to wait and see. But we'll be talking more golf on Saturday, because really with the Masters, the tournament doesn't really start till Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this whole first thing, these first 2 rounds really is to feel it out. And, we're seeing a lot of moisture and stuff like that. But the big thing that's going on right in about 5 minutes, if the puck hasn't dropped already, is our Frozen 4 game.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you think. You really think that DU, even though they're there and they are favored, right?
No, so DU's not favored.
They're not favored on DraftKings or whatever, but you feel as though they're going to win.
Yeah, so I think Michigan's a young team. DU has really come together this year. And you know what? As long as Corona can have a great game in net for them, I don't see why they can't win this game. Now, the great thing about this game compared to the other one, they play the exact same style. They're both possession teams. So what that means is they're each going to be fighting to hold the puck probably 40 minutes of the game. And Denver usually gets around 40 to 50 shots a game. Michigan's been the same way this year. So it'll be interesting to see what scheme works for which team.
Yeah, no, we're definitely now Magnus Corona showed up last game. Mm-hmm. Okay, remember it was he only allowed 1 goal out of all those shots that Minnesota Duluth threw at him. It's interesting. I didn't realize this, but Denver has been to the Final Four, the Frozen Four, which is the Final Four, 4 out of the last 7 years.
Yep.
And then, Michigan hasn't been to a Frozen Four in 20 years.
Yeah, Michigan's this new upcoming young team that has made a lot of noise this tournament. Not really on the defensive side. We don't really talk about Michigan's defense too much because their offense is so high power. You look at how they went through last round compared to Denver. Denver won a 2-1 nail biter in a very tough matchup against Duluth. And then you go with Michigan, who won 7-4 in their matchup
against Quinnipiac.
Yeah, and so Quinnipiac kind of got lit up this tournament. St. Cloud State, unfortunate they lost them, but they put up 4 goals against them. Then they followed up with Michigan putting up 7. You gave up 11 goals in 2 games. Yeah. And the interesting thing about the Duluth game with Denver is that goalie did not give up a goal in 3 straight games. That is unheard of in college hockey.
That's wonderful. Well, very good. So anybody that's near Brothers right now, we're over at the Shops of Northfield. We are just off of Quebec or Central Park, and it's just a little bit on the northern side of I-70. Come on down.
Yeah.
Seth, we're going to have it on how many different TVs?
Oh, we're going to probably put it on every other. The Masters is really
it's a big draw.
Even though a lot of people have already played ESPN, it's weird. So all the internet streaming services were playing all these matchups this morning.
Right.
But ESPN isn't picking it up until just now.
Yes, right. You're absolutely right.
It'll be interesting to see how many people want to see what they couldn't see. Maybe they're at work.
Well, there's a whole group of people that are teeing off in the afternoon, like Brooks Koepka and people like that. And so you really get to see the whole second end of the tournament watching the thing. And then they're going to replay it again tonight, folks.
Yep.
So you'll get a chance to see what you missed while you were at work. Really watch Tigers round. I think you guys will be so impressed with the fact that he looks completely different. His swing looks like he's warming up.
Yep.
And he's still getting the distance. Maybe not as far, but he's definitely getting the accuracy.
And going back to the hockey game, my prediction for tonight is it could go 5-3 either way, but I'm going to go 5 Denver. I'm going to go 3 with Michigan. Michigan's defense and goalie, I don't feel really stack up well, especially against a team that's going to play the exact same scheme they are. Yeah. So I'm going to give the edge to DU. Now, it could go vice versa. It could go Michigan 5, depending on how Corona comes out and plays. But I'm going to go 5-3 Denver.
Okay, 5-3 Denver. And for me, I'm going to take 4-2 Denver. I don't think they're going to score that many points, but I think Magnus Corona is going to step up, okay? And I really think that he's going to give up maybe 2 shots.
Yeah.
If he gives up a 3rd shot, I'm going to get a little nervous. But excellent. And let's talk a little bit about our second game where we got the big brother, okay? University of Minnesota, the Golden Gophers.
Yeah.
Playing against Minnesota State Mankato.
Yeah, and this is their back-to-back Frozen Four appearance. Last year they were eliminated by St. Cloud State in a very amazing game where Easton Brzezinski from St. Cloud State broke his leg, but St. Cloud State ended up winning it by 1 goal. I believe the final score was 5-4. It was just a fantastic game. Mankato's goalie's up for the Hobie Baker. When you have a goalie that is that high caliber, he's also got to be up for the Mike Richter if you're up for the Hobie Baker. Not only is he the best player in all of college hockey,
he's going to be the
but you're also up for the best goalie.
And Bobby Brink for DU, we should mention, he's a Hobie Baker finalist. They're down to 3 now, folks.
Yep.
3 people.
And 1 being a goalie, and I don't remember last time a goalie won it, so it'll be very interesting. You really can put a stamp on his resume if he could end up shutting out the University of Minnesota. Now, University of Minnesota used to be a dominant force. I remember back when I was a kid, early 2000s, late 90s, Gophers were the team to beat.
They were.
Even in the Miracle, the University of Minnesota.
That's
back
where
in the
Herb
80s.
Brooks was coaching, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was his team, and he was taking on the East Coast.
This is interesting to me. Why did he go to St. Cloud State, and why is the St. Cloud State arena named after him?
He started our program. He's the one that made our whole program.
So he left Minnesota to go to St. Cloud State to finish out his career?
I'm not even sure if he coached for us. I know he created our whole hockey program. I don't know if he took more of an administrator. I'd have to look into that a little more. But we are called the Herb Brooks Arena. We have his name pretty much everywhere. But, University of Minnesota is a little closer to me now because they took our old coach, Bob Motzko. He now is the coach for the University of Minnesota. Right. Easton Brzezinski's brother and Nick Parabik's brother are both on the University of Minnesota, so they're a very capable team. I would think the Gophers would beat them, but you never know. Mankato, they're still going to be hungry. They're trying to get over that hump of the Frozen Four.
What's your prediction? What do you think? Give us a point.
If you have Mankato's goalie as a Hobie Baker, the best I could see this one going, it's going to be a 3-1 game. Either way,
he's going to give up 1 point.
I think he's either going to give up 1 goal, or if he gives up 2 and they're down by 1, they're going to get the empty netter. So I think the Gophers are going to pull this one off, but don't hold me to it, because this Mankato team has been up near the top for 2 straight years, and this could be the year that they get over the hump.
Yeah, I'm going 3-2 Mankato. And the only reason I'm saying 2 is just because the goalie may be a little nervous, because it is. I mean, this is as big as it gets in college hockey. I mean, we just got done watching the men's basketball.
Yep.
And, I mean, cripes sakes, look at Duke in that men's Final Four game against North Carolina. Duke, on paper, should beat North Carolina every which way and twice on Sunday. But what happened?
They were young.
They played tight.
That's what happens. If you look at Duke's next year roster, they already have Duke in the top 25. All 4 out of the 5 starters are ESPN top 20 players.
I know. Isn't that something?
And then the only person you have to hold your team together is Jeremy Roach, great point guard. Jeremy Roach is going to be sitting at point guard. I believe he will be a junior next year.
Yes, he will be.
And he's going to be kind of the senior leader for Duke to try to mold these young guys. But you know what? Duke's still going to be doing great. North Carolina, I looked at who they have returning. It's going to be another struggle for them, but they're North Carolina. They still have ESPN top 100 recruits.
But
they're
it's
going to be
still
doing
early,
well.
too. I mean, the recruiting process goes throughout, the next 2 months, so you never know who's going to enter the transfer portal. Plus, there's still some coaching vacancies.
Speaking of the transfer portal, St. Peter's, we will not see you next year. I will call it right now. You do not make it even into the tournament.
How many of them? 3 of them went.
3 of them went, and the coach left to Seton Hall. It'll be interesting to see.
Did they leave to go to Seton Hall?
We don't know yet. They're in the portal.
They're in the portal.
So it's going to be interesting.
I was predicting that he brought them with him because he needs some people to teach his offense and his defense.
And
you want to bring 3 of your own players.
And the guy with the mustache, I'm blanking on his name right now, from St. Peter's, he entered the transfer portal. He's probably the biggest face on that team that was in this tournament.
He looks like that actor. Oh my goodness, he played in the Time Traveler movie, my goodness gracious, he was in Green Mile. He was the guy that he ended up. I can't remember his name, but anyways, he looks like that actor. I'm sure you guys will be able to pick it out. But anyways, I can't remember exactly who it was, what his name is. But anyways, so what else do you see? You see them going in the transfer portal. What if they end up all at Seton Hall?
It's fine. I mean, Seton Hall is not going to get over the hump to win a championship, to be honest. And I'll say that right now. Seton Hall is not going to do it. Now, the teams that I think that are going to be pretty crazy next year, Arkansas made a great run. It's really helped their recruiting class. I think that they're going to start making a push. KU, ironically, they're not cheaters, kind of. Their head coach is still in trouble for 4 years ago, but the NCAA does not know what to do because they don't want to punish the players that won this championship because there are recruiting violations going on in Kansas. So, you know what? It's just interesting to see. It's really hard to determine basketball this early. You never know how these 18-year-olds are going to come out. No. But, if Duke finds another Banchero or something, they're going to be relevant again. And you know what? I really think with Duke and UNC making as far as they are, the ACC will be favored differently next year. Big Ten, not so much. Big Ten really flopped this tournament. I don't really care what people say. It shouldn't matter, but it should. If we put 10 of your teams in and you all lose first round, why am I going to put 10 of your teams in the next year? I don't care who you recruited.
Right.
You shouldn't make it.
It's a body of work, though, too, Seth.
Yeah.
You got to remember, you have to look at the body of work that is presented throughout the year. Remember, the preseason is where you get a chance to really see a lot of these guys reach out and play against teams that they don't normally face, but they may face if they go to the tournament.
Well, the Big Ten, though, I felt was a little overrated because they weighted the Big Ten competition so well.
Yeah,
so
I
when
see what you're saying.
Purdue beat an Ohio State, it was weighted differently if Duke beat a Miami team.
Gotcha.
And so I just think, that should be taken a little into consideration. But, It's going to be exciting. We have a whole, probably 8 months till we get it. And we're going to be going into football. We're going to have the NFL draft coming up here in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Schedules came out. Broncos, something to look forward to. One of the weakest schedules in the NFL. So, the Broncos can make some noise. They might look a little better than they should. But you know what? I don't care. I just want to see us in the playoffs. Yeah. So it's going to be great.
What about opening day tomorrow? What do you got going on for specials for baseball? I mean, you guys have got something going on. Anything purple?
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll have...
They're so good it makes you cough.
Yeah, we'll have purple. We'll make up some purple shots. We'll make up some. We obviously have our purple Hooter Long Island pitcher.
Oh yeah.
We have the grape one of the original flavors. But you know what? It's just exciting to see baseball back. I don't think the Rockies are going to do that
and
amazing.
We're playing against a team that's going to probably beat us by. What do you think the over and under tomorrow will be? Being Coors Field and the air and all that kind of stuff. I mean, basically, I think that you're going to see a game where the Dodgers are going to win by at least 4 runs. What do you think the total number of runs will be scored tomorrow?
Tomorrow, I'm going to go with a little on the high end. Sure. It keeps leaning towards lately.
Is there a line on this?
No, there is if I look.
Okay.
But
there is if I look.
But I just think baseball more and more. I don't know if batters are getting better or pitchers are getting worse. Right. But I'm seeing more and more runs each year where it's not uncommon to see it double digits in baseball.
Well, all the new stadiums are getting smaller too, Seth. Yeah. It's helping.
So, I mean, that's honestly, I could see this being like a 8-4 game. Like the Rockies could get some runs here.
I think there's going to be at least a 4 to 5 run difference because you're going to see the haves versus the have-nots tomorrow.
But I will do a thing. The Rockies will win 1 game in this series. That's what I'm going for. We're going to get 1.
I hope, because if we start out 0-3, that's not going to be very good, because then we go on the road for 3 games, then we come back home for another homestand.
We're back-to-back, aren't we? Because I thought the Cubs come right in right after.
No, there's a team in between the Cubs, I think.
Which would be nice because what I always like, I love when players leave.
Let's check with our audience. Hey, TJ, and the rest of you guys over there, whoever gets it first gets a free beer. I know, you can hear them yelling and screaming. TJ.
Do the Rockies play back-to-back homes, or do they go on the road?
Schedule.
But going on with that, I can't wait for the Cubs one because, Chris Bryant, we got him. We got him from the Cubs, so he gets to play his old team right away this year. And let's talk about some rule changes here. Each team now gets a DH.
They're saying, I forgot about that.
They're saying that, what's his name? I've mispronounced it. O'Shanti or Sandy, the pitcher from the Angels, he was in the home run derby.
Oh, you talking about the Asian?
Yeah. So they're talking that
he's amazing.
Maybe he's going to be filling in.
He's
some
the
DH.
Babe Ruth of our modern era, folks. He pitches and he hits, and he's good at both.
Are we back-to-back home, or are we on the road?
What comes after the Dodgers in the schedule? Then what? What?
Yeah, we play them the whole weekend.
No, I know that.
Who do we play after that? Oh, okay, so we go to the Rangers after the setup.
And then we come back against whom?
The Cubs.
Yes, thank you.
Yes,
thank you.
I got the Cubs. Okay, we're good. But yeah, so I mean, baseball, we're about to I don't even want to say baseball, tee off. But
first pitch.
Yeah, first pitch. So we're about to get the baseball season rolling, and
tomorrow
it's going to be exciting. Denver's
I'm going to be down
party.
there.
Yeah,
I'm wearing a bodysuit, and I'm going to pull a George Costanza and run on the field. Probably somewhere between the 6th and 7th inning. So watch for it.
Yeah,
they won't show me, but you'll hear about it.
And you know what? Some exciting news as we keep moving along. Colorado Avalanche have now clinched a playoff spot. Even losing Gabriel Landeskog, I believe we've only lost 1 game without him. We just swept Pittsburgh in back-to-back. 1 at home, 1 away. Beat them both times.
Yes,
we beat them worse when we were in Pittsburgh.
Well, it was the top end of the first parlay that I've ever won.
Yeah?
Now, Seth and I did a betting show, and I thought, I took the bad side. I said, no, betting's bad. It's going to corrupt it. It's going to be horrible. It's no fun. But let me tell you, it is a lot of fun.
Yep.
And you can put down $4 or $5, $10, maybe $15. My bets were $10. Ended up winning $81 on a parlay.
Yeah,
It was fun.
Yeah, it's super fun because it's
Oh, you
nerve-wracking.
still owe me that $20?
I do owe you $20.
You can pull it all right now and do it on TV.
I can do it.
Yeah, we never know if he's going to pay. He's
Yeah,
already
right.
stolen one of my bags, and he's got one of my shells, which his wife picked up, thank God. If it wasn't... Oh, here we go. Look at this. The best $20 that I've earned this month.
Oh, don't worry, guys. I'll get it back from when college football starts. So you know he's going to take South Carolina.
Oh, I'll give him a chance to win it back. That's the only way to do it.
Yeah, but you know what? We got some exciting sports coming up. I love this time. I love seeing the draft coming on. Notes on the draft.
NFL Combine's going on.
It's a weaker draft than we've probably seen in the past years. But you know what? We see some teams making some moves like this already.
Right.
Who made the trade? Was it... I believe it was the Eagles offloaded a bunch of picks this year.
Interesting.
To get picks for future years because they feel like it's going to be better. They swapped their first round because they didn't want it. And they figured next year maybe there'll be more talent. So we're seeing teams already strategize that even though this might be a down draft year, that they're picking up picks for later years so they have more when there's more talent.
A new strategy. Instead of trading away your draft picks, okay, this is trading some of your aging players or players that are late in their contracts that you don't want or that you're not going to re-sign, and going and trying to trade up in the draft. I like it.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting. That way, not everybody goes and jumps on the LA Rams bandwagon and starts just giving away everything. The Denver Broncos folks gave away the house.
Yeah.
Okay, he gave away the house for this gentleman. Wilson doesn't produce. It will hurt this franchise so much in the next 5 years. They'll run every single coach that they have out of town.
But doom and gloom here. Russell Wilson's going to kill it.
All right. All right. Hey, you know what? I like Russell Wilson. And it'd be nice to see the Broncos do something more than be, basically a dumpster fire like they've been the last.
Well, I think they did it last year. So even though last year wasn't a great year for them, I mean it wasn't bad, but it wasn't great.
Right.
I think we got to see Javonte Williams, a great running back, and I feel like he's going to be a staple of this offense next year. He had the most. He made people miss the most on their tackles. The most since a running back since 2006 for the Broncos.
What's amazing is how do they come up with that stat?
I don't
They
know.
actually have to watch tape and see how many people missed.
Yeah, and I went to ESPN. They did the research for me.
They did?
But I
It's
read
nice
all
how
the
they do that
stat lines.
for us, isn't it? It's amazing.
So I looked it up for him, and you know what? I really like him as a running back. I think we're going to see a little bit of. I don't think he's going to go through a sophomore slump. I think with Russell Wilson added to this team, it's going to free him up some space. And
But they're playing in a division where they're going to take at least minimum 3 losses in division. Probably 5 losses.
Who are they going to lose to?
They're in their division.
Not to Kansas City?
They're going to lose to Kansas City.
Who's he going to throw to?
Okay. All right. Well, they lost one receiver.
The
They're going to
best
lose.
receiver.
They're going to lose to San Diego, and
So,
the Raiders is always a toss-up.
So the Raiders, I don't see them doing much this year. They got rid of Mariota, thank God. I'm so happy I'm going to get to see him play this year in Atlanta. I really think he deserves a second
Mariota.
shot. And so
That's Vinny Testaverde's. He almost looks like they could be twins.
yeah, and so I really like him. I think
Do you remember Vinny Testaverde?
barely.
Okay, I know it was right when you were born,
Yeah.
basically, like in '87.
But-
he was the Miami quarterback,
Oh,
Mr. Everything.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
then he went to Cleveland.
and I think with this going, I think the Broncos have a good season. I think the Vikings sneakily are going to have a good season. That's Minnesota optimism here. I can't guarantee it, but
Bernie Kosar.
But the big thing about the Vikings right now is unless DK Metcalf leaves Seattle to make it on Green Bay doesn't have anyone to throw to.
Right.
Valdez-Scantling now on Kansas City. You now look at Devontae Adams now on the Raiders. Oh, yeah, I forgot the Raiders do have him. He's good.
See?
So, yeah, the Broncos have a tough schedule a little bit.
Yes.
But
that's what I'm saying. Anybody in the West is going to have a really rough time going against a division, a team coming out of a division that is not as strong.
But
they're not going to beat each other up as much.
But I don't see any sweeps really happening this year. I think it's mostly splits you're going to see in this division, and it's going to come down to the last couple of weeks.
Well, of course, it always does.
Yeah, and so I think Minnesota, though, if Aaron Rodgers can't get someone around him, Minnesota takes this division 10 times out of 10, and we're going to take it. And it'll be nice to see us in playoffs.
Well, you're going to hear us talk a lot more about NFL football next on Saturday.
Yeah. And
all right.
Before we leave, just got to do a shout. Just happy to see the Minnesota Timberwolves finally making playoffs. It's our second time in like 20 years since Kevin Garnett left.
Very good.
So right now we're sitting in the 7th seed, right behind the Nuggets, and it's just good to see Minnesota sports make it back at a higher level.
Right on. Well, good deal. Let's hope Brittany Griner gets home. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about her on Saturday. Hey, get your butt down to Brothers. Brothers Bar and Grill. Shops in Northfield, okay? Just north of I-70.
Yeah, right.
It's amazing the number of people that are here for happy hour. Come on down, watch some Masters, and the DU game is starting, so we've got to get off the air before we miss a goal. We'll see you on Saturday, 11 to 1. Seth, take us out.
Yeah, come on down for the drink specials at Brothers. We got Midwest Comfort bar food that is amazing. Make sure you try the Gator Balls and wings. But if you see us down here, come say hi. And you know what? Let's go Pioneers.
You know it, baby. Get out there and earn it, folks.